Yes, Varshit, Kritvik, what is respiration according to you?
The breakdown of energy to the parts of the body,
Breakdown of
through aerobic
energy,
through breathing.
breakdown of energy, or breakdown of something else.
From breakdown of energy for parts of the body to transport it to a parts of the body.
You are correct, but I think somewhere you have to change the word energy. Breakdown of food, right? So breakdown of food so as to get the energy, correct? So you will not be breaking down the energy, right? So your body has to break down the food so that we can get the energy.
Okay.
Okay. What do you know about it?
Ma'am, like respiration means to transport the oxygen to whole body.
No, it's not a transferring of the oxygen. He does not transfer the oxygen in this case. Okay. So basically in this whole chapter, we are going to learn and we are going to discuss about the respiration. When I talk about the respiration in a very simple language, whatever you eat, like the healthy, the non-healthy, or whatever fruits, vegetables, the milk, anything, whatever you eat is like it will be there in our body, right? It will be consumed in our body. It will go for the digestion. In the chapter second, you have learned about the digestion, right? So what happened during the digestion process? That food will be broken down into small pieces, or it will be converted into soup, right? So in which place it will be getting converted into soup? Where the food will be converted into soup? Which part of the body?
On the stomach.
Correct, Kritvik. The stomach. So in the stomach, whatever the food we take, it will go from the mouth to the esophagus, from the esophagus to the stomach, and finally in the stomach it will be converted into the into the soup-like structure, which is called as a chyme, CHYME. Fine. So that process is done now by the digestive system. So we does not only want that food has to broken down to some or the other component. We also want that whatever the food has been broken down, it should give us some energy, right? That energy we will be getting through the process called as the respiratory system, or we call it as a respiration. So respiration is a process in which the food will be broken down to get energy, and it can be done either in the presence of oxygen or it can be done either in the absence of oxygen. So both the ways it is happening. Sometimes, like you might have seen or you might have noticed, like in your body also, night time when you sleep on one side, maybe on the left hand side you sleep, or when you sleep on your right hand side, so you start getting pain, right? Have you noticed this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So when you sleep on your one side for the like long time, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, when you sleep on your one side, then you start getting pain in that side, like in that hand you start, or in that part on that side you get pain. So that is because of the lack of the oxygen. So what happened when you were sleeping during that position, or in that position for 2 hours or 3 hours might be? So what happened? The deficiency of oxygen happens. So oxygen was not able to move from up and down or from down to up, and that is why the lack of deficiency causes the formation of lactic acid in our body, and that is the reason that your half of the body start paining, it start causing troubling you, right? So lactic acid will be formed when there is a deficiency of oxygen in our body. Or the other example, you might have noticed, like in the school, when you run faster, or you have any kind of competition, running competition and all, you might have noticed, like when you run so fast, you start breathing a lot, right? So that's why it happens. It happens because in your body now, the deficiency of oxygen is there. The amount of oxygen get decreased in your body, or we can say it is like lack of oxygen is there in your body, because of which the trouble will be there and the lactic acid will be formed. And in that case, what the teachers will be giving to you when you have deficiency of oxygen? What do they provide you? For the immediate energy, what do they give you?
What?
Water?
Glucose?
Very good, Yashwant. Glucose. They never give you the water, they give you the glucose actually. The reason for giving the glucose is that because glucose is an instant source of energy. It has lot of carbohydrates in it. And as soon as you drink the glucose, you will be getting the carbohydrate and you just get the energy in the form of it. And that is the reason they provide you with the glucose, not with the water. Fine, because water also take time to go into the body and to get absorbed, and all those things will be taking time. But in the case of glucose, it will be like immediate reaction, instant reaction will be there. And this very, very important question for your Olympiad also, like the reason why the athletes or the runners are being given the glucose. So it is because it gives us the immediate energy for the workout, or maybe for the physical exercise, or maybe for the running, maybe for the jumping. So any kind of activity, physical activity, for that it will be helping us out by giving the immediate energy. So that is the second way. The first way what we are doing is normal way, like in the presence of oxygen. Now I had something in my body, I had it, digestion process is going on, after digestion respiration is also going on simultaneously, right? So it is completely in the presence of oxygen and I'm not doing anything in that. Automatically it is happening with the help of the enzyme. So it is in the presence of oxygen. Second case, as I told you, in the deficiency of oxygen, we have lack of oxygen, like as I told you, in the case of the athletes, in the case of running, in the case of the physical exercise, or when we sleep on one side. Or second option also, what do is they ask you to, like, if you go for the gym, so once you start going for the gym, what happen, your body will start paining, right? It start aching. And to relax your body, what do your coach will ask you to do? They ask you to do something.
Ma'am, for gymming continuously.
What, Anubhav, I can't get you, come up again.
Ma'am, for gymming continuously because the
No. See, definitely they will be advising to come to the gym continuously. But apart from that, to get relief from the pain, what they will ask you to do?
to bath in hot water.
Very good, Varshit. They will be asking you to bath in the hot water. And you might have noticed in yourself also. Sometimes when you walk so much, your mother will be advising you that dip your legs in your hot water. And we do that. Generally, we do that. Like whenever our legs are paining, what we do, we keep our legs in the hot water. And the reason why we are doing so, because as soon as we keep the legs in the water, hot water, the circulation of blood starts moving in a proper way, up, down, up, down, up. So like this, it keeps on moving. And that is the reason it gives us like calm situation. So these all things happen because of the deficiency of oxygen. So when in our body the oxygen does not move in a proper way, we have to follow such kind of methods or such kind of advices we have to follow. So as soon as we dip our legs in the water, it starts relaxing. So that is the second way. And the third way is basically related to the yeast. Have you ever heard the word yeast? YEAST?
yes, ma'am.
Who are they?
Ma'am, they are the unicellular organism which do anaerobic respiration.
Correct. So yeast are basically they are the anaerobic organism. They will be multiplying very soon, very soon. We will be at least taking some minutes to think for something, and they will be multiplying like this. Within fraction of seconds, they keep on multiplying. And these yeast might be maybe in your home. You might have also. Are your mother making pizzas at home?
And pizzas.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they might be using, I guess, the yeast powder. Might be. So if they okay, might be instead of the yeast powder, they will be using some other alternative like the Eno and all. So, but generally, when you go to the Domino's or when you go to the KFC or some other brands, when you go for them, so there you will be easily finding out the yeast. So what do they do? Because yeast, they are the organism, they will be getting activate in the hot water. So as soon as they get somewhere hot water or the warm water, they start activating. So I also use yeast at home. So yeast are not bad for our health. It is not harmful for us. We can use them. And why do we use them? To create, fluffiness in the given thing. Maybe when we make bhaturas also, when we make pizzas also, when we make burger also, so in any kind of things we can add them. So these are added so that they can create the CO2. So when they are added in that, what do? The yeast start releasing the carbon dioxide gas in the dough. You know what is dough?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, right. So if I talk about the pizza dough also, we are adding the yeast. So when the yeast is added in the maida and along with the warm water, as soon as the warm water is added in that maida, what happens? The yeast start activating. They start working on it. And when they get activated, they start releasing the carbon dioxide gas in the whole dough. And that is the reason you might have felt that before it was the amount of the dough was this much, but later, after 1 hour, 2 hours, the amount of dough got increased. That is because the yeast has continuously released the carbon dioxide gas into that particular dough. I think you all are eating breads also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That breads also have a lot of yeast in that.
Yes,
And that
ma'am.
is the reason you can see small holes in those breads, right? Small holes are made there. So those are what? They are the carbon dioxide gas released by the yeast. So those breads that we are eating basically in our body. So that is why yeast are not harmful. They multiply, or they work in the absence of oxygen. So this is their work to do it.
No,
Yeah.
carbon dioxide is added to it, will the holes not form?
Come again, Kritvik?
Mom, will the no holes not form if carbon dioxide is not given to, like if it's not?
You are saying the holes will not form if the carbon dioxide is not released.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely it will not form. Since they are releasing the carbon dioxide, they get the holes there. Like, for example, I'll give you a very simple example. If the winter season is going on, and if we are, taking bath, and in the washroom we have the mirror, what happened to the mirror? If we blow the wind like this, if we do like this, what happened? There will be
It
kind of
can.
the blur thing, right? It comes on the mirror. Same happens with the yeast also. So when they release those carbon dioxide, the place wherever they release, wherever that gas goes, it starts forming those small holes in there. All right, Kidvik? Okay. So this was a basic idea related to the chapter. Okay. So now this is about the chapter respiration. What we are going to learn from the chapter, by the end of the chapter, we will be able to define the cellular respiration. What do you mean by cellular respiration? First of all, tell me, what do you understand by the word cellular?
Inside the cells.
Very good. Cellular respiration means inside the cells. So now can you tell me where it is happening inside the cell? What is the name of the place where it happens inside the cell?
Mitochondria.
Great. So in the mitochondria, it happens. So let me tell you something about, first of all, the cells and its working. So we are on the chapter respiration in organelles. So okay, before starting with the chapter or before going into the chapter, let us discuss something about the cell. Because the whole chapter you will be hearing this word cell, but what is cell basically? So cell is the something which is basic, structural, fundamental, building block of life. So these all four terms along with the life. So cell is the basic structural fundamental building block of life. So if I have to define cell, then cell is the basic structural fundamental building block of life. Now, why we have given these four different names to it, or the four different terms to it? Now, I'll tell you why we have given. The first thing is the basic. Now, why we have called them as a basic? They are the basic need of our body. It is because from the cell only, the whole organism, from the cell only, whole organism will be created. So that is the reason we call the cell as a basic unit of life. So from the cell, the whole organism will be created. That is why we call them as a basic. Now, giving example to this, okay, I'll give you the example of this before going ahead. Okay, you have taken the admission in one school, all right? Before going to the class, what is your basic requirement?
Ma'am, books.
Exactly, the books, right? The book are the basic need for you. You need the book. So who has to enter the class? Without book, how come you are going to enter the class, and how you're going to learn that, right? That is the reason. Same thing for the cell also. We call them as a basic unit of life, because with the help of one cell, the whole body will be formed. And you know, in our body, we have trillions of cells. Trillions of cells. We have more than trillions of cells we have in our body. So what happens is, like, the book is a basic need, same way the cell is a basic need. Now, how come I am saying it is a basic need? I'll tell you how. You might have seen pregnant mothers or the pregnant ladies, right? You all have seen it. Might be in your home, might be in your relatives and all. You have seen someone getting pregnant, right? So how those are getting pregnant, how those women are getting pregnant. So there is a certain process, right? There's a certain process for it, for getting them pregnant, right? So those things you'll be learning in the class 8th, like how the male and female they come together, how they have the sexual intercourse. So all those things you'll be learning in the grade 8. But I'll give you the basic idea so as to understand what is basically the cell and why I'm saying it is a basic unit. So we have like husband and wife, right? There's a relation called as husband and wife. What do we call them? As a mother and father, might be. So mother, father, husband, wife. So all male and female. So we have always the two persons. We have one male and one female. Now, always keep in mind the male has something in their body which is not there in the female's body, right? Same goes for the females. Females have something in their body which the male does not have. So, in some way, they both are different from each other. Uh, Now, you tell me, when any newborn child is there, how they identify that is a male or female? How do they identify? By looking at the child? Does by looking at the child, will they be able to identify that this is a male or female?
No, ma'am.
How do they then?
No, ma'am.
Too much of thinking for this thing. So for me it is like I'm like this only, and I don't feel like I should not teach you all these things. So as a teacher, I'll be teaching you all those things, and as a children, you should know all these things. Okay, so if it is just give me 2 minutes, let me drink some water. You all are feeling so shy that what I'm talking now. So it's nothing like that. See, this is nothing. In the grade 8, you have the whole story related to it. So by looking at the private part of that girl or the boy, they identify that the particular child who is born is a girl or a boy, right? So same way, if I talk about us also, we have something different, which makes us female, or which makes you male, right? So male will be there, the female will be. Anupam, you're laughing continuously, and you're making me also to laugh. So male will be there, the female See, Varshit is laughing with a very decent smile. And that's the reason that Kritvik has turned off his video so that he can smile and then he can turn on his video. Okay, now only my video is on and yours are off. Okay. So the male will be there. The male has have you ever heard the word sperm? At least give me thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, finally yes has come. Okay, so the male will have the sperm, which the female does not have, and the female will have the eggs in her body, which the male does not have. So these are the two important, or not organs, they are the two important sex cells which are present in the male and female. So male have the sperm, female have the eggs in the body. Now what happens during the sexual intercourse time? And sexual intercourse means during sex time. Fine. So during sexual intercourse time, what happens? The male and the female, they will be coming close together, right? When they come close together, the male will be passing their sperm through the penis into the body of the female. And as soon as those sperm reaches into the body of the female, I can see so many of you smiling with a nice smile. So as soon as like the sperm reaches into the female body, they start fertilizing there. Fertilization basically when the sperm fuses with the egg. Now, when they both fuses, the sperm and the egg, when they both fuses, they form one cell. Clear? When the male, see, so many sperms will be there, but out of those million sperms, only one will be able to fertilize with the egg. So once out of those million sperm, only one will be able to fertilize with the egg. So that one sperm and then one egg, they both will join together and they form now one cell. And that one cell is called as zygote. And that zygote will form the whole body. Clear now? That is the reason we call these cells as a basic unit of life. Why we call them as a basic unit? Because that one cell is formed because of this process only. Now, from this one cell only, what is happening continuously? The division is happening and the whole body is formed. I'll tell you how. Okay. So as I told you, the male will be there, the female will be there. The male will have the sperm and the female will have the egg. Now, the sperm and the egg both will join together. They will do the fertilize, or I can say the fertilization process will occur in them. As soon as they both join together, they form a structure which is called as zygote. Now, what is the zygote? This zygote is a single cell. Now, from this cell only, from this zygote cell only, the whole body will be formed. This zygote now slowly start dividing. So first they will divide 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this, they keep on dividing. And they form the whole individual. That is why you might have heard, like in the first trimester, when a female is pregnant, initially the legs of the child will come, then the hands will come, the eyes will come. So it is not like the whole body of the child is developed inside the mother. It is like month by month the organ or the body of the child is developing. But who is playing an important role? What is the basic need here for the development of the child? What it is?
Mother.
The cell.
It's a cell, ma'am.
Right. The basic need is what? The cell. If this cell was not there, if this zygote cell was not there, the whole body would have not been formed. So that is why we call the cell as the basic unit of life. Clear? So that is the reason we call them as a basic unit of life, because from one cell only, the whole body is formed in the body of mother. Now coming to the second word, structural. The reason why we call it as the structural, because With the help of cells only, what do we get? We get the proper structure. So we will be getting the two hands we have two legs, we have tongue, we have. So, and these are where? These are the places where we want them, right? Actually. So already the places or the structure of it is being decided, and there it will be. Um, to give an example of this, you might have seen that if you want to construct any building or any home, what you will be doing nowadays, there will be the architecture, right? Architecture will be there. So what your parents will be asking, they will be asking them to design, right? And they will be doing the designing. And designing here basically means the structure they will be designing. That this whole area will, this side will have a room, bedroom will be there. This side they will have the kitchen. This side they will have the lobby. So this proper kind of structure they will be forming and they will be giving to your parents, so as they can, they can say yes or no to them, or any kind of changes they can do. Same way, for the structural also, the cell knows where to develop, what to develop, how to develop. So they know the legs should be at the place where it should be, the hand should be at the place where it should be. So that is why we call them as a structural unit of life. Then the third thing, fundamental. Why we call them as fundamental? It is because it is not only this thing I am following, it is this thing that everybody in the world follows the same thing, right? Be it me, be it you, be it some other out of country, anywhere. For everybody, the logic is same, and that is why we call that as a fundamental. So the concept of the cell or the formation of this single cell is same in all organisms. It is not like I have some other formation, or those people who are living in the London, they will have some other formation. No, everybody has the same procedure, right? How 9 months I am taking, they will be also taking the 9 months to form the baby in the body, right? So that is why fundamental is same rules or same kind of set or same kind of formation is there in the individual, or we all believe in the same thing. So that is why it is like fundamental is basically the universal. So whole universe has a same kind of concept where one single cell will be giving rise to the whole organism. So that is why it is called as the fundamental unit of life. And the last one, it is the building block of life, because it helps in constructing the whole body. So with the help of this, the whole body will be constructed, and that is the reason it is called as a building block of life. So you might have seen, like, if I want to construct a building, so I will be starting with one brick, then two bricks, three bricks, four bricks, five bricks, like this. The whole thing will be going on, right, to construct a building. Same way, if we want to construct our body, so for that also, one single cell has to now divide into so many other cells to form the whole individual. Clear? So that is how the cells, they work. Clear now what is cell? What is the fundamental or the basic structural idea behind this?
Yes.
And this is like important for your grade 8. It is in the grade 8 as well as it is in the NSO. But reason I told you, because of your entrance exam or any other exam you want to write. So you should know what is cells, and there are trillions of cells in our body. And at the same time, we have different types of cells. It is not only one type of cell I have in my body. We all have so many different types of cells in our body. Talking about the red blood cells, you might have heard the word so many times, right? Red blood cells. So those are also a type of cell. Then white blood cells. So those white blood cells are also a other type of cells. Then we have the nerve cells, which is in the brain and connecting to the whole body. So those nerves also have the different cells. So only difference is they are performing the different function, and they have a different structure. So if I talk about red blood cells, they are round in structure. If I talk about the nerve cell, they are spindle in structure. Or no, nerve cells are branch in structure. If I talk about muscle cell, they are spindle in structure. So like this, all these cells have the different kind of the structure as well as different function. Whatever the nerve cells will be doing, that will not be done by the RBC, right? The nerve cells, what do the nerve cells do in our body? What do the nerve cells do in our body?
Communicating.
I'm
Okay.
cutting to the code green, ma'am.
Correct. So they will be in a simple language, they will be transferring the messages. Okay. So if I am sitting here, all of a sudden, if someone comes, or I can say if any tiger comes in the room, all of a sudden, so will I be seated like this here? No, right? Obviously, no. So that is what the nerve will be doing. They will be seeing the things, they will be sending the information to the brain, and I'll be responding that I'll be running like anything. So that is what the nerve cells basically they do. They work according to the need of us, right? You might be playing like cricket or football in the school. So during that time, you have to identify that where's the ball, how you have to kick the ball, or how you to have to kick the bat. So all those things are basically your nerves, how you are reacting towards it. So nerve cells will be sending the messages to your body, and in revert also they will be getting the message from the body to the nerve cells. So two ways communications are there. The messages from the brain they will be giving to the body, and from the body they will be giving into the brain. So this is how the nerve cells will be connecting to each other. So passing off information from brain to the other parts, and from the other parts to the brain. That will be done by a what? The nerve cell. Then the other type of the cell, Prithvik and Yashwant, turn on the video. Then the other type of cells we have are the muscular cell, or we call them as a muscle cell. So those muscle cells are basically for doing the muscular activity. Like if you want to hold something, or if you want to push something, you need some kind of energy, right? You need some muscular power for that, and that is possible because you have the muscle cells in your body, which will allow you to do that heavy kind of work. Then we have RBC, you have learned so many times, red blood cells are there. Those will be helping to carry the oxygen in our body. So we are able to breathe because the oxygen is continuously passing, or it is coming up, it is going down. So the whole body is receiving and getting it at the same time. So that is how it works. So apart from this, we have the sperm cells also we have discussed. So sperm cell has a different role. The egg cells also have different roles. So these are the different types of cells we have in our body. Then we do have the fat cells, which gives us fat. Then we have the bones, which are also kind of cells in our body. So many types, different types of the cells we have in our body. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just give me a minute. I'll upload your link for today. So I hope now you can see the question link there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So start doing those questions.
Ma'am, the homework is not loading.
It's not loaded?
Same thing with me, ma'am.
Like, I can't get you. How come it is not loaded? I like,
Ma'am, it is not opening. The app is not opening.
okay,
The tab is not opening.
let me check. Like, just give me a minute. Try again, children. My mobile got hanged. Just give me a minute, okay? Till then, you can try.
Not opening, ma'am.
What it is showing, Anubha?
Ma'am, it is showing only something went wrong and there is a retry option.
Okay.
Ma'am, now it is open.
Okay, fine. Varshit, Yashwant, Akritvik, you are also able to open now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Do it then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, now the page is not opening.
Again, the same problem it is showing.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the app is open, but the homework is not opening.
Same here also.
Hmm.
It is showing error.
Now try it.
Opening for you?
Now it is working, children.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, let it be, children, because I am also not able to access because my mobile is not working right now. So no problem. Later you can do it. Anyhow, I have uploaded it under the homework. So do it maybe after evening or maybe in the night time you can do it. All right. So till then, I'll just continue with the PPT. So turn on the video now. So by the end of the chapter, we'll be able to understand that what is the definition of cellular respiration. When we talk about cellular respiration, it means the respiration which happens inside the cell. And then we'll understand the meaning of breathing. What is breathing? And what do you think? Is there any difference between both or are they same? Respiration and breathing.
Ma'am, both are different types.
Kritvik, what about you? What do you think? Are they same or different?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Breathing and respiration, are they same or are they different?
Different one.
Different. Yashwant, what about you? Are they same? Are they different?
Different.
Okay. So according to you all, it is different, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In what way you are saying that they are different?
Ma'am, respiration is breakdown of food, ma'am.
Correct. So respiration is a breakdown of food, whereas breathing is
Taking in of carbon dioxide and giving carbon dioxide.
right, taking in of oxygen and releasing the carbon dioxide. Therefore, both are different. But generally, what happens when we normally talk? What do we say? We say we respire, right? Sometimes instead of breathing, we say we respire. So it means the same. Like by normally in the normal talking terms, it is like using for the same sense. But actually, both are not same. They are different. Respire means to break down the food, whereas the breathing means taking in of oxygen and releasing of the CO2 gas. Then we'll be able to understand the differences between the aerobic and the anaerobic process. Then about the whole structure of the respiratory system in humans and the process of breathing we will be learning. Then whereas in the other animals and the plants, what kind of respiratory system do they have? And if they have the respiratory system or not, that we will be discussing in this upcoming classes. Now, the next question is why do we respire? Why basically we have to do this process? The first thing, all the living organisms are made up of small microscopic units called as the cell. So we know very well the whole body, as I told you, have the component called as cells. So we are made up of cells. These cells have different functions to perform in these organisms, such as digestion, respiration, transportation, and excretion. So we know very well that we have the cells. Now these cells will be doing the different functions. So it is not like we have trillions of cells and all the trillions of cells are doing the same functions. No, all these cells, they will divide the work among themselves and they'll be doing the different functions. The cells can perform this function only if they get the energy to do so. So now the cells, they will be able to do the function if they are getting the energy. Now if they do not get the energy, they cannot function well. Hence, all living organisms need food which gives them the required energy. So for basically what do they need? They need the energy, and with the help of the energy or with the help of the food only they'll be getting this energy to do the work. The energy present in the food gets released when the organisms respire or breathe. So as we are doing the breathing or as we are respiring, then only this energy we will be getting from the food. So what is cellular respiration? The process by which cells in plants and animals break down sugar and turn into energy. So, cellular respiration is the process by which the cells in the plants as well as in the animals, they will be breaking down the food, and by breaking down the food, we will be getting the energy to do the work. The release of energy during cellular respiration, it includes a certain reaction. So, what kind of reaction it involves? So, during so as I said, glucose is the food, or sometimes somewhere it is also called as sugar. Then in the presence of oxygen. So these two components are the basic need if we want for the respiration process. So O2. Now these both combine together and they gives us the energy as well as they release the water. So that is the basic requirement of the body. This energy will be used by us for doing the different activities. This water will be released either in the form of urine or in the form of the sweat. It will be released, and this carbon dioxide will be released and it will be used by the plants for doing the photosynthesis process. So this is the basic idea of the respiration. So glucose will be there, it will be along with the oxygen, it will get breakdown into the energy, into the water and into the carbon dioxide. It is of two types, respiration of two types, aerobic respiration and the anaerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration, it is in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration, it is in the absence of oxygen. So this topic we'll be discussing tomorrow in the class. So for today, solve these questions which are right now not opening, but later on it will work. Solve these questions and submit it. I'll go through them after my classes. If in case you have any doubt.